Chapter 1, First Time Approaching Surgery. So I actually planned to have my bariatric surgery a couple of years ago. I went through the whole process. I got the sleep study done, which I learned that I have sleep apnea. And I went through the process of going, like it takes a year to get through the process pretty much, sometimes more, depending on the person. And I went through that process, and it's a long process. It feels long because you don't know what part you are in the process. Like you're just sitting there waiting for the next part to happen, and you don't know, did I do something wrong? Am I being judged on something that will make me be in this process longer? You just don't know until the next part of the process happens. So I went through that, and I got to, oh, here's your surgery date. Go on the shakes. So once you're given your surgery date, typically, there's other factors, but typically you're given a bunch of shakes to have. That's just your diet. You have it breakfast, lunch, dinner, and you're just having shakes. This is to make something in your stomach go smaller, so that it's easier for surgery. So I was on that. I started doing shakes, and I would just have them, no problem. But then there was a problem. I started having loose bowel movements like all the time, and then it just got considerably worse, and I would be on the toilet constantly. And it was not fun. It did not feel good. It hurt. I just was sick all the time. I was nauseous. We ended up talking to the bariatric people and saying what's going on, and it seemed like I was having like an allergic reaction to the shakes or just some kind of issue. So I felt sick, and they said, okay, for the remainder of the time, go on a restrictive diet, really restrictive diet. But by that time I was so sick and it wasn't going away. I got up to the surgery date, the day before surgery, and I was just dead. I was not feeling good. I was faint. I was nauseous. I was still on the toilet often, and I felt like I couldn't continue. I was worried that going through a stressful surgery on my body, like putting that much stress on myself, while being this sick and stressed out already, would be a huge potential issue. So I canceled. So I canceled my bariatric surgery. And when I canceled, they're like, you're gonna have to go to the back of the line if you cancel. You'll have to start this whole process over again if you want to do this again. And I'm like, I understand. I'm not there. Like my brain wasn't there. My body wasn't there. I was just dead. So I didn't do it. And do I think I should have? Like in hindsight, I don't know. I'm always 50-50 on this at this point. At that time, I was sure. Even after the fact, I was sure that I made the right decision. And now I'm just 50-50 because like I would have loved to have just gotten it done then, but I was a mess. I have no clue. And then knowing what I know now, having done the surgery the second time around, having gone through some pretty bad complications, which I'll discuss later in another chapter, maybe it was a great decision. I don't know. But that was my first go around that was unsuccessful. Next chapter, I will talk about leading up to the current surgery that was successful. So stick around on my TikTok or wherever you're watching this.